welcome inside Boston. I mean, we're in Boston City. We're not in London,
Boston.
East Boston to be exact. We're not at the O2 in London.
Oh, you're supposed to say we were in London, man. Just play it off.
I guess I should tell who you are, right? Josue Pavon, Jimmy Toscano, Nick Gelso.
And they all know Nick's not sending us to London, so it's
Why, man? All week I've been hearing about this. The Airbnb was too expensive.
I think it started
man.
with Trag too. He
It
first
did
mentioned
start
it.
with Trags, didn't he? Mentioned it first.
He missed it
wanted-
like a month ago.
He did. I think he might be over there. Anyway, the Celtics went across the pond. They are taking their 6-game win streak, their 33-10 record, to face Atlantic Division rivals, the Philadelphia 76ers, who are
division rivals. Okay.
a longtime division rivals.
Okay.
They may not currently be,
Right.
but
They will be again.
They will be again, for sure. They will be again. And they're taking their 500 record, and they're going to meet up in London. Josue, what are you looking for from each of these teams in this contest?
I'm looking for that fourth quarter execution, Nick. You know, I think the most impressive win out of that winning streak for Philadelphia was against the San Antonio Spurs.
Right.
But I think the biggest problem in that game was down the end of the stretch. They really started sending Simmons to the free throw line. You want to make him a shooter, and I think the Celtics do a really good job with him because of their pick and roll defense. I think if
no hack of Simmons.
No hack of Simmons. I think if you force him to shoot, he's either going to A, shy away, which is what he did in his last meeting,
right,
or B, he's going to miss a lot of those jump shots. And I think the Celtics, because of their pick and roll defense, you know, they really rattle him. And down the end of the stretch, let's face it, they don't really have a closer that can really pull in a win the way other teams have in the past. I mean, it's just what we've seen.
The way that Celtics might have.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we've seen whenever these two teams go at it. That fourth quarter always is when the Celtics create that separation.
Yeah, for me, I mean, dude, you want to just rush through the game and go straight to the fourth quarter. For me, it's actually the beginning of the game because this is an arena in a place that's unfamiliar to
and a time zone. I mean, people don't.
In a time zone. Okay,
that's a good point. That's
People
a good
forget
point.
that. People forget about that time zone.
Both are going to have the same issue.
Right. So.
Time difference.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, why don't you let him finish?
Yeah. Can I just finish?
No,
my
it's
first
too much
sentence?
fun cutting you off, man. Go ahead.
So what I'm looking for is what team is the most comfortable out of the gates because it's an arena where you're not, sometimes you need to look around and really get comfortable for, certain players love playing in places. So in this case, not many players, I imagine, have ever stepped foot in this building. So who's going to knock down those first few shots and really get a feel for it? Who's going to get the fans involved? Because this is a game where, you're going to have some Celtics fans, you're going to have some Sixers fans, but for the most part, casual. You might have a few diehards, but there's going to be a lot of fans there that are kind of looking for somebody to latch onto, somebody to cheer for, the oohs and the ahs, the razzle-dazzle, all that stuff. So who's going to jump out to that and get out there and make it even more uncomfortable for the other team?
I agree totally. Josue, NBA has become a global sport. What does that say about the NBA? The fact that they're now taking their show on the road overseas. Last year it was Mexico, I think. This year in London. Mexico.
Yeah,
What does that?
right.
What does it say about? Good thing they did it before the wall. They went to Mexico. What did he say? What does that say about the NBA and where they're at right now in their globalization?
I think it just shows they've gone a long way. I mean, you see, of course, a lot of international players coming into the league. We've seen it throughout the last decade. The numbers are multiplying. You see people become stars. You've seen rotation players. I mean, it's gone such a long way. And I think there's sort of the model of what other leagues are trying to do, you know what I mean? And I think, hey, you look at Daryl Saric. It's going to be his first time going to play in front of his dad as a member of the Philadelphia 76ers.
So awesome.
I mean, that's just a great story in itself. And he's been playing great basketball for the Sixers as well. So I just think, again, it shows how well the NBA has done. And a lot of that has to do with the commissioner, I think.
Yeah, Dad's going to be able to watch him lose in his first game. It's going to be tough.
No,
He'll be there for him. But,
no need for
I mean, but a serious note, though, I mean, the NBA has a firm grasp on, the rest of the world in terms of, I think, soccer aside, let's be real.
Right, exactly.
As far as a United sport from America, an American sport, like football is trying to get there. The NBA is, in my opinion, well ahead of them because they've got a lot of European players in the NBA. There's a lot of interest over there, and they've got China, which is huge. So, you can give credit to, the Kobes and the Garnett and the Shaqs and those guys no longer in the league anymore.
And the Magics and the Jordans who
they paved the way.
That dream team won.
Sure, of course. And I think those guys picked up right where they left off. Whereas the NFL, you don't really have that. So
it's so crazy to me. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but how right now we're saying, no, I'm not sorry. We're saying the NFL is trying to catch up to the NBA in any capacity, which to me as an NBA guy and not really a great NFL guy, I just love it.
Yeah, and I think it's trending that way in America too. I'm not saying that NBA is past NFL, but the interest, I think percentage-wise, if you looked at like a chart, I think the NBA is going up here.
Oh, it
the
is,
NFL is still going up to an extent, but not to the same extent. And that has to do with, I think, you know, it's a more affordable sport to play. It's obviously safer, which is huge.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's that whole off-court drama aspect that everyone just latches onto. The off season, oftentimes in the NBA, is more entertaining than the regular season.
It's definitely great for ratings in the off season.
Heck, I mean, the next star a decade from now could be at this game and say, "Hey, I saw Kyrie Irving do one heck of a move, and you know what? That made me really push for my dreams because of that game
boy from
between
London.
the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics."
Did you see all the Celtics doing their London accents? If you haven't, you've got to check that out.
Let's hear it, Nick. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to cheerio.
Come on.
So it's on the Celtics. It's on the Celtics. Twitter handle. On that note, we're going to leave you. I'm Nick Gelso. He's Josue Pavon. Jimmy Toscano. We are the Garden Report. Cheers and cheerio.
Cheers.
Cheers. Peace.
I think that was